ringside for all the action.
Thank you, Ron, and hello again, everybody. Well, game 4. Minnesota poised to take the stranglehold on the Stanley Cup. Andy Van Hellemond, the referee tonight. And working the lines with him, Gord Brosiker and Kevin Collins. The goaltenders, Tommy Barrasso. He's got a 2.72 goals against average in 17 games in the playoffs. And his save percentage is way up there at .914. John Casey's goals against even better at 2.69. His save percentage just behind Barrasso at .905. Wilkinson, Johnson, Bureau, Churla, and McRae starting for Minnesota. Roberts, Murphy, Francis, Mullen, and Stevens for Pittsburgh. An offside called at the Minnesota line.
Well, Mario stayed on the bench, Harry, for the start, but Bob Gainey had his hitmen out there. McRae and Churla, much to the delight of the fans when they announced the starting lineup.
Well, the North Stars, led by McRae and Churla, have been much more physical here at home during all the playoff games. I thought they were outmatched physically in Game 2 in Pittsburgh, but on Sunday night they clearly had the disposition to dominate the Penguins physically, and as Tenorti, one of the 6'1" or taller defensemen, said, "We'd rather initiate than retaliate."
Jim Johnson for Minnesota. Pass chopped off at center ice. Penguins get the puck to center. A little bit of hitting already in the first minute of this hockey game. There's McRae, and he takes a bump this time, but got the puck inside the line. Stevens is turning around for Pittsburgh. A long pass ahead. McRae and Mullen all tied up. Johnson back. Back of the net. Stevens coming out front. It is centered. And covering is Wilkinson again. Can't get it out though. Stevens right in. Scores! Off the skate of Casey. And at 58 seconds of the first period, Pittsburgh is out front 1-0.
Minnesota really thought, Bob, that there was an icing call to be made on that play. But it wasn't called, and after a giveaway or two by the North Stars, Stevens walks out of the corner. A lousy attempt by Mark Bureau to play the puck instead of the man allowed Stevens to get where he had a chance to make a decent shot on Casey. But Casey didn't help the situation much by giving him probably the first soft goal he's given up in the final.
58 seconds, time of the first goal of the hockey game, and it belongs to Stevens of Pittsburgh. Roberts tried a long shot that Casey saved. It is centered again off the goal post. A pass out front and a quick drive by Roberts hit the post. Recchi kept it in. Here's Phil Morton around the net trying to do it again. And Casey this time hugging the post. Stopped it. And he holds on. Minute 29 into the first period. A goal and a near goal by Pittsburgh.
Well, Kevin Stevens, the goal scorer. Harry, you might have included him along with Recchi as a non-participant too much statistically, certainly, in the games in this series. Here's the goal post that Gordy Roberts hit. Would have given them a 2-0 lead. You're right. Casey signaled to his teammates that that was going to be an icing call when that puck was first cleared into the Minnesota zone. It wasn't the last minute, and that led to the goal.
It was an unassisted goal by Stevens. Puck into the center ice area, and Prop brought it in. Got back in front. The pass did not come back to him. Here's Yager with some speed going in. Yager trying to center it. And again, Yager. He's upended. And it's cleared out to center ice, and Brian Prop brought it in. The pass to Garnier. And miss. Prop shot through the crease. Garnier again. Fired one in, and Barrasso makes his first stop of the hockey game. But this line Pop and Modano coming close.
Well, the Minnesota North Stars have a 10-3 record when they score first. That didn't happen tonight, and they play so much better with the lead, especially here in the Met Center, that they are making this a little tougher chore to handle than some of the other games have been. And Pittsburgh looks like they've got some jump tonight that we didn't see a lot of in Game 3.
Mario took one hit in that shift. Dahlquist knocked him down at the side of the net first time he was on the ice. Showed no reaction to it at all. Got up and play ended with the whistle when he came to the bench.
On the face-off, back to the blue line. Johnson screen shot. Lesso saw that, stick save. This is Wilkinson. Winds up passing out from behind the net. Still has a chance to make a play. Hangs onto it again. Around the net, comes out front. He's doing it all himself. Wilkinson put a shot in wide of the goal. Mullen fired one on the boards and it goes down the ice. Here's Stevens again. Rebound, score! Pittsburgh leads 2-0 on that rebound by Ron Francis.
Boy, Kevin Stevens is flying. We mentioned during the Boston series how he reminded you a bit of Mark Messier when he was really on his game. And did he turn it on right here, down the right side, Harry?
Well, he didn't score, but he made the play. And Ron Francis, number 9, is trailing the play. 2 North Stars are there, but none of them, you see, none of them look over his shoulder to see what might happen on a rebound. And if those two had, or one of the two had, especially the guy first back, he may have been able to prevent it. This is a great start for Pittsburgh.
Mullen and Stevens assisting on the goal. Francis scoring at 2:36, 2-0.
Well, quite a start for Stevens. His goal makes it 16 for him this year. That ties Cam Neely for the playoff lead, and the assist on the rebound. Here it is again. The shot from the right side. Nobody picks up Francis. 2-0 Penguins.
Well, Casey did what he had to do. He stopped the first shot. But 2 North Stars, one defenseman and a back-checking forward, forgot to check it, the late man, and it cost him the goal.
Such an important game. What a great jump for Pittsburgh. Another shot. That's Wyatt. Rebound! Score! It's 3-0 Mario Lemieux at the side of the net.
And this game isn't 3 minutes old. And you can't tell us, Mr. Neal, you thought it was going to start like this.
I talked to Scotty Bowman a half an hour before the game, and he told me Bob Johnson was really worried about this one. And he thought his team had been battered around physically. But you can see Dahlquist couldn't or wouldn't take Lemieux, and it ended in the net. Mario Lemieux makes his presence felt early.
Bobby Smith is nailed. What happened to this Pittsburgh team in 24 hours? Whatever. They better hang on to this potion. 3-0, 2:58 the time of that third goal. And Mario Lemieux scored it.
If you have just this minute tuned into our telecast, you've only missed 2 minutes and 58 seconds of the hockey game, or a little over 3 now. You've also missed 3 Pittsburgh goals. Here's the third one. Look at Mario.
3 goals in 2 minutes. That's been a North Stars trait here at the Met Center in the playoffs, to score in a hurry. 2 and 31, 2 and 109, 2 and 15, 2 and 33, all by the North Stars, but 3 in 2 minutes for the Penguins.
Here's Gagne trying to get something going for Minnesota. Long shot, no problem. They keep it in. Pop is giving chase. Samuelson, him lined up. Gagne in the corner, takes a light bump. And it's Yager trying to clear it. He can't. Rebound. Barrasso covered very quickly on Modano, who got the rebound after his first save.
Well, as I mentioned in the opening, Bob Johnson phoned the dentist in Pittsburgh to see if Paul Coffey could play 5-on-5 and not just the power play. The dentist said no. The x-rays last week showed that the healing had not been completed and that 5-on-5 was too dangerous. Johnson asked the doctor, how did you like the 47 seconds he played with no helmet? And the doctor said, I couldn't watch.
Boy, I'll tell you, this might be the toughest crowd in hockey to take out of a game, as the cliche goes. They're giving the North Stars a standing O here to get them going. That's great.
They need help. Down 3-0. Johnson shot. Off his skate wide. Gavin around the net trying to dig it out front, and he's out himself with a shot. And Barrasso was alert to stop that with a stick. Samuelson feeds it ahead to Stevens. Red hot in the opening minute. But offside as Stevens couldn't get back out. Stevens scored the first at 58 seconds and set up Francis at 2:36. And then Lemieux at 2:58.
Well, this fellow just climbed down off the Empire State Building to come to the hockey game. They've got all sizes, shapes, faces, hats, masks, and the stolid look. Look at Bob Johnson. He's even pumping up to the music now.
Well, they had an awful argument here yesterday about the fact that they didn't have ice to practice on, so they didn't bring any players over to the press conference. You know, there's 500 media covering this, and the words were flying yesterday, but only the Penguins are flying tonight.
Tim Pack, number 2. Played it along the red line, and it's shot into the zone. Here's Brush coming back. Ran into traffic and lost the puck. Broughton regained it though. And he lost it a second time. Francis back in the net, trying to fight his way away from Chambers. Chambers knocked him down. Takes the puck. Gets the crowd going. And lifts it out over the line. Evan couldn't catch up to it, so Chambers will do it himself. He's in there on the right side, getting away from packing up and caught him. And hit him on the boards. Dahlen went in. Roberts lost it to Dahlen. Bill Bourque is back. He's upended. Smith back to the blue line. Chambers the other side. Screen shot. And it dribbled near the line. Barrasso saw it in time. And these North Stars start charging the net again. Gonna do some charging. I'm sure they're down 3-0. They played just 5 minutes and 1 second of the first period. 13 shots already.
Tom Barrasso, who I thought should have been one of the Molson 3 stars in Game 3 despite the loss, is putting up with some shots and some traffic here. As you can see, Bellows getting in the way of Barrasso and nearly guiding one in with his feet.
He's had 7 saves in this first period so far. 6 shots on goal by Pittsburgh. 3 of them are in.
Well, they're forcing the North Stars to open it up, Bob, and Bob Gainey will be the first to tell you that's not the way he likes his team to have to play.
Tenorti is moving in on a sharp angle. Now he centers it. Barrasso lost it. He tried to knife it away. If ever he gets into trouble, it is when he takes charge and trying to clear the puck himself. That time, it nearly backfired.
But Andy Van Hellemond, who just called a steady stream of penalties in the game he did in Pittsburgh, is trying very hard to let the teams decide this one. And here's the play that came out in front. Barrasso getting a little cute and almost can't find the puck in time. It's in there, but it's not covered. Smith tried to poke it loose, and Hellemond just explained to Gordie Roberts that the puck was not covered. And that's why there's no penalty on it for Bob Smith.
Murphy on the draw, trying to move to the corner to pick it up. Duchesne was there, and Bobby Smith with him. Duchesne bodied by Murphy. Smith comes over, trying to give a hand. Smith chasing it. Roberts goes after him. Scramble for it in the corner. Nobody can move it. Now Murphy put it on the boards. Got it near the line and out. Tinordi brings it back in. That is offside at the Pittsburgh line.
Well, Harry talked about Mark Recchi off the top of the show. I asked Bob Johnson today about him and his lack of production. He said they've been watching him, but I think he's ready to explode tonight. Well, he hasn't been involved in this explosion, but here's how they have been watching him. And Tinordi and Recchi hammer one another there briefly, just inside the blue line.
That's when Recchi doesn't have the puck. Now, when he gets it, he's really fair game. But Recchi, as I said earlier, is not a big guy, and the North Stars have a big defense core. All 6 over 6'1", and 4 of the 6 over 200 pounds.
Jim Pack shot the puck into the Minnesota zone. No icing, waved off. Dahlquist comes back and gives it to Bells. Skates to the line and center. Hangs onto it. Now shoots it. Barrasso again stopped it, but lost it momentarily. Cleared again. Dahlquist in front of John Casey. Gave it away. Erie fired one back in there, and he was hit hard. And again, Erie ran into Bobby Smith. Play goes right on. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the opening period, 3-0 is the score. Pittsburgh, 3 fast goals. Here's a shot. That one hammered right away by Wilkinson, deflected into the crowd. Stevens, Francis, and Lemieux have scored for Pittsburgh.
Boy, Bob Harry isn't afraid to step into the largest of those defensemen or whoever else, Harry. The big hit on Ray Bourque was a much talked about thing during the Boston series, and right there, after one of his teammates had been nailed, he stepped right back into Bobby Smith, who certainly is taller than him and heavier.
Well, Bob Johnson made it quite clear to his team, you can see that they have to give as many checks as they take. They took away